Good afternoon. Sorry for coming in between your tea. Um, and I'll try to talk about this topic, which interests all of us. But the funny thing is, I don't usually use the word spirituality in my writings at all. I never do. I don't feel the need for it. Because जो सनातन धर्म है, in Indian thought, there is no separation of the material and the spiritual. उसमें कुछ फर्क ही नहीं है. It's exactly the same thing. You cannot understand the divine unless you understand Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Unless you understand Lakshmi, nothing moves forward. Everything else comes later. And you cannot say that the goddess Lakshmi is not spiritual, or conversations on Lakshmi is not spiritual, because conversations on Lakshmi is what we call economics. So in India, the concept revolves around three goddesses: Lakshmi, Durga, Saraswati. The study of Lakshmi is economics. The study of Durga is politics. The study of Saraswati is philosophy. No good governance can take place unless you have a very strong understanding of economics, politics, and philosophy. In fact, if you find a bad leader, he has an inadequate understanding of either economics or politics or philosophy. And this is the easiest way to figure out whether a person in your team has leadership capability or not. So let's try to understand this at a very fundamental level. Let's go to basics. When you read many of the Jain Agamas or the Hindu Puranas, there is an obsession with evolution and creation. And the fundamental question that they ask is, what is the difference between a living thing and a non-living thing? जो सजीव है और जो अजीव है. Something which is alive and something which is dead. What is the fundamental difference? And the answer that they emerge, they say, is that the living organism, जो जीव है, it is hungry. It seeks food. The non-living thing does not seek food. So जो पंच महाभूत होते हैं, the elements, water, fire, wind, they are not alive, they are not hungry, they don't go running after food. But the moment you see living things, the moment you see plants, the moment you see animals, जिसे चराचर कहते हैं, the world of botany, the world of zoology, that's the world of hunger. And the whole purpose of a living organism is it is seeking food. So a plant, why does a plant grow? A plant grows not because it has to grow, but it needs to grow. Because it is growing towards food. It is going towards sunlight, it is going towards water, it's producing branches and leaves and roots because it is seeking food. वो अन्न के पीछे भाग रहा है. It's just the food is different from your food. It is going towards sunlight, it is going towards water, it is going towards nutrients. When you look at an animal, where is it going? It goes again towards food. The herbivorous animal goes towards pastures. The carnivorous animal is continuously hunting for prey. So all of life is this yearning for food that sustains it and keeps it alive. Which means every living thing, unlike a non-living thing, has a target. हिंदी में टारगेट को लक्ष्य कहते हैं. लक्ष्य से लक्ष्मी. That which sustains life. That which keeps me alive. Take away Lakshmi and all the plants, all the animals will die. If an animal doesn't go after its Lakshmi, whatever is its understanding of Lakshmi, it will go after it. तो एक भूख होती है. There's hunger. और भूख के लिए it goes and consumes food, and the act of eating is very violent, because when the plant eats the sunlight, it is consuming a joule of energy. It is consuming it, destroying it and transforming it. It is taking a molecule of water, a molecule of vitamins. It's eating inorganic things. But animals eat organic things. So the plants are being consumed. The process of eating and consumption is violent. तो जब भूख होती है, when there's hunger, there is yearning for food. भोग चाहिए. लेकिन भोग चाहिए तो बलि देना पड़ता है. Something has to die. In the Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is given a forest, Khandav. And Krishna says, what do you want to do with the forest? He says, I want to build a great city, Indraprastha. So Krishna says, फिर जंगल जला दो. जितने भी पशु पक्षी हैं सबको मार डालो. And Yudhishthira says, how can I do this? And Krishna says, फिर इंद्रप्रस्थ की सपना मत देखो. If you want to build a city, you have to clear the forest. Question is, how many forests are you willing to clear? When does your hunger stop? That's a different conversation. But the conversation is, if you want to eat, बलि तो देना ही पड़ेगा. और अगर बलि दोगे तो उसका कर्म भी भुगतना पड़ेगा. There is a consequence to your action. There is no escape from consequence. So Yudhishthira says, no, I want Indraprastha. तो जंगल जलाया जाता है. और वहां के जितने नाग होते हैं, they lose their home. And what do the snakes do? Because they've lost their home, the kingdom has been destroyed. They come back to strike the children and the grandchildren of the Pandavas. All the snakes keep attacking the Pandavas, and they don't understand what's going on. Why are the Nagas so hostile towards us? And the poet Vyas tells them, warns them, कि देखो, तुम्हारे जो परदादा थे सपने देखे थे कि इंद्रप्रस्थ बनाना है. खांडव प्रस्थ को तो जलाना पड़ा. अगर सपने नहीं देखते तो जंगल में रह सकते थे आराम से ऋषि के जैसे. लेकिन राजा बनना था. राजा का भोग लेना है तो बलि देना पड़ता है. बलि देना है तो कर्म तो भुगतना पड़ेगा. There is no escaping from karma. And the children say, but we didn't do anything. No, we didn't hurt the snakes. We are just living in this palace. We are innocent. And Krishna says, no, you are the beneficiary of the bhog. So you have to suffer the collateral damage. There is no escape. There is no free lunch. भोग चाहिए तो कर्म तो लेना पड़ेगा. There is no escape. बीज बोगे तो फल निकलेगा. Maybe not of, आपको लगेगा कि मीठा फल आएगा, जहरीला भी आ सकता है. इसलिए कृष्णा is very clear. फल की चिंता मत करो. Because you have no clue what that फल will be. And the complexity of it. So plants, animals, all of them hungry, constantly hungry for food. Lakshmi chahiye. But in the process of consuming food, something else happens. तो भूख के साथ प्रकृति में another emotion starts to appear. Bhai, fear. The plants are eating inorganic things. Inorganic things don't mind being consumed. But when animals consume the plants, they're consuming organic things. Living things don't like to be consumed. They resist. वो resist करते हैं कि नहीं आप मुझे consume मुझे मत खाना, किसी और को खाना मुझे मत खाना. So every plant starts to produce thorns. Why do plants produce thorns? Because they don't want to be consumed. They produce bitter substances because they don't want to be consumed. They're alive. They are begging you not to eat them. Don't eat me. Let me live. but we hack them and cut them and grind them and steam them and roast them and make our vada sambars. जब भोग करोगे तो बलि चढ़ेगा, हिंसा होगी, चरा या अचरा, animal or plant, but somebody is dying. So the plant is terrified, asurakshit hai, it wants to survive, it can't run away, it doesn't have feet. So it produces thorns and tries very hard not to die. Animals, it's easier, they run, they run, they run. They don't want to be caught. Asurakshit hai, bhaybheet hai. Bhay hai ki somebody will eat me, I'll be consumed. And it wants to protect itself. So it grows various strategies to protect itself. In management, it is called de-risking strategies. So every organization functions like an animal. It is hungry. If it has to grow, it needs Lakshmi. But as it keeps growing, it gets increasingly insecure because a bigger predator will try to eat it. And therefore, you have to protect yourself. And therefore, the entire approach is, how do I protect myself? तो भूख और भय प्रकृति में है, कंपनी के अंदर है, घर के अंदर है, सब जगह है भूख और भय. And in order to protect myself, what do I do? I start creating fences around the house. Or I build castles and citadels. हिंदी में उसको हम गढ़ कहेंगे, किला कहेंगे, या दुर्ग कहेंगे. दुर्ग से दुर्गा. तो लक्ष्मी takes care of भूख, Durga takes care of bhai. Two primary things. So whenever you go to a temple, you will see the gods doing only two things. एक हाथ नीचे होता है, इसे वरादा मुद्रा कहते हैं. मैं खाना दूंगा, लक्ष्मी. मैं तुम्हें प्रोटेक्ट करूंगा, दुर्गा. अभय मुद्रा. यही दो मुद्राएं होती हैं. सो वो हो गया आपका दो, एक इकोनॉमिक्स, एक पॉलिटिक्स. दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स, टू क्रिएट अ सिक्योर एनवायरमेंट वेयर पीपल कैन थ्राइव. That's the definition of the role of a king according to Chanakya. कि भैया आप एक ऐसे सुरक्षित स्थान बनाएं जहां पे लक्ष्मी की उत्पन्न हो सकती है. To create an ecosystem of security where wealth comes. When people are getting married, we tell them peace and prosperity. What is peace and prosperity? Peace is Durga. Security, prosperity is Lakshmi. यही दो चीज चाहिए जिंदगी में. But why do things get complicated? Why does life become so tough? Look at animals. In order to secure food and to ensure their survival, they have many strategies. They become territorial. जानवर territory mark करते हैं. They form pecking orders. There's an alpha, beta, gamma. All this is done to secure their food source. And then humans come along. Humans, मनुष्य. मनुष्य पशु है. सिर्फ एक चीज उसमें है जो पशु में नहीं है. उसके पास मन है. Mind. And therefore in India, to remind us of it, they keep putting tikas over here. कि भैया इधर इधर ही है, ये है सोर्स सबका. हम उसको ऐसे बहुत ब्यूटीफुल करते रहते हैं, लेकिन बेसिकली वही दिखाने के लिए भैया तेरा प्रॉब्लम भी इधर है, सॉल्यूशन भी इधर है. Because what is man? Man is just means imagination. Animals can't imagine, at least not in the human scale. They can, and zoologists will tell you animals do imagine, nothing on the human scale. Now, what are the consequences of imagination? The consequence of imagination is this. Hunger. Let's begin with hunger. Animal eats food, its hunger stops. But when we are hungry and imagination comes into the picture, I think of tomorrow's hunger, day after tomorrow's hunger, hunger 10 years from today, hunger for my children, hunger for my children's children. तो भूख अगर इतनी है तो भोग भी बहुत चाहिए ना, तो बलि भी बहुत चढ़ेगा. भूख तो मिटती नहीं है ना. It's good to have ambition, as they say. Dream big. और बलि करो. करना तो पड़ेगा ना, नहीं तो otherwise how will you be successful? Fortune 500 considers you valuable only when you have more money. तो लक्ष्मी की चिंता तो नहीं छोड़ सकते. If I didn't think of tomorrow's hunger, why would I need an insurance department? So I invest and I invest and I invest. No amount is enough. Now what happens to insecurity? Bhook. तो हो गया भय. A deer gets scared when it sees a tiger, smells a tiger, hears a tiger. We can imagine a tiger all the time. So we are more insecure than any other animal in the world. So how much money is ever enough? It is never enough. Because there is this deep sense कि कल खत्म हो जाएगा. होता है ना, suddenly money loses value. We can tell our grandchildren, एक दिन पैसा था, अगले दिन पेपर बन गया. That horror of it is got embedded. वो संस्कार बन गए हमारे. It is exactly what our ancestors used to face कि एक साल बरसात आती है, अगली साल बरसात नहीं आती है, तो अब करते क्या हो? आचार बनाओ. What is आचार? Storage. Keep storing, keep storing, keep storing, keep storing. Why? Because just in case 3 साल अकाल हुआ तो, 4 साल हुआ तो, 10 साल हुआ तो, पुराणों में तो हमेशा 12 साल के अकाल ही आते हैं. So the fear of scarcity consumes you. You're terrified. So infinite hunger and infinite insecurity. Bhook or bhay which rises to the power of infinity. That's human beings. और अब जितना भी बोलो, fear won't go away. Because human imagination is like water. You can't control it. It flows. Sanskrit में the word for fluid is saras. इसलिए Saraswati, the goddess of imagination. Because unless you imagine, you can't invent or create structures. You can't understand the world. Imagination is the primary tool for knowledge. Imagination is scary because it just frightens the hell out of you, makes you so hungry, so hungry, so hungry. So what do? Your imagination starts working very hard. It invents things to secure yourself, invents things to create more resources. You keep inventing, you keep inventing, you keep inventing. But then Saraswati plays a very clever trick on you. You see, when a bird looks into, or a bird or an animal looks into the mirror, it asks only 4 questions. Is that a predator? Will it eat me? Is that a prey? Can I eat it? Is that a rival? Will it steal my food? Is it a mate? Can we make babies together? If none of the above, the bird doesn't care. It looks at the mirror and forgets about it. It's not interested. But what happens when humans look at the mirror? Do we see ourselves or do we see our imagination of ourselves? I think I am diamond. And then I go to my office to meet my boss on appraisal day. And in my self-assessment, I say I'm diamond. And he looks at it and chuckles. And says, ye bonus nahi milega. You are plastic. You will get plastic bonus. So I go home very depressed. I meet my wife and I tell her, sorry darling, not this time. did not get diamond bonus, got plastic bonus. iPhone 7 नहीं खरीद पाएंगे, Samsung से काम चलाना पड़ेगा. So what if it explodes? And the wife says, yeah. And then you ask your wife, what do you really think? Am I diamond or plastic? And she says, and that's a dangerous thing to do, right? And the wife looks at you and says, well, you're not diamond, but you're not plastic. You are cheap plastic. Now your self-worth, self-esteem, everything has gone for a toss. But think about it. Diamond was your imagination. Plastic was your boss's imagination. Cheap plastic is your wife's imagination. That's the power of imagination. We are continuously wondering. Imagination. See, animals have no doubt about who they are. They have no doubt. उसको पता है कि मैं हिरन हूं और वो शेर है. He doesn't go and tells in front of the शेर, पता नहीं, शायद वो भी हिरन होगा. Because if you do that, you are dead. But humans have imagination, which means this is wiped clean. So when I meet a stranger, I look at him, and my first thing my mind says कि औकात क्या है. So I check, उसका पेन कौन सा है? Mont Blanc नहीं है. कौन सी गाड़ी में बैठता है? And suddenly I start creating a pecking order through imagination. ये औकात शब्द बहुत ही पावरफुल शब्द है ना दिल्ली में. आपकी एड्रेस क्या है? आपकी गाड़ी क्या है? आपकी डेजिग्नेशन क्या है? बॉम्बे में भी है, everywhere, anywhere in the world you go. Where is your address? What car do you drive? फ्लाइट कौन सा लिया? कौन सी क्लास में बैठे हो? सीट नंबर कौन सा है? लेफ्ट में कौन बैठा है? राइट में कौन बैठा है? These are surrogate markers of who you are. तुम्हारी औकात क्या है? Of course, शास्त्रों में औकात शब्द नहीं है. वहां पे एक दूसरा शब्द है. अर्थ क्या है? तुम्हारा अर्थ क्या है? What is your meaning? तुम हो कौन? And that is a very disturbing idea because we really don't know who we are. Buddha actually went to the extent of saying shunya. Nothing. Sab nashwar hai. Doesn't matter. You don't matter. You don't matter at all. The Buddhist ideology was you just don't matter. There's no such thing as the self. Anatma. Anikka. Nothing matters. Everything is changing. You don't matter at all. And that's very disturbing. Because Buddha is telling you don't matter. And you are like, no, I matter. It makes you more insecure. And your insecurity just goes crazy. And you start creating, because you see, जो आपकी identity है, वो निर्गुण है. वो दिखाई नहीं देता. मुझे दिखाई नहीं देता आपका identity क्या है. मुझे सगुण चीजें दिखाई देती है. I can see things that I can measure. So management today is all about sagun, that which can be measured. What I can't measure, I can't measure your imagination. I can't measure your assumption of who you are. And we all know the power of assumptions, right? Business plans are based on assumptions. I have an assumption of who I am. You have an assumption of who you are. And when we meet, I can't see your assumption. You can't see my assumption. So what do I see? I look for surrogate markers. I need to feel secure. I need that Fortune 500 list in which my name should be on the top. फिर मतलब है कि मेरी कोई औकात है. But in 2017, I'm on top. 2018, I'm second. 2019, I'm third. Insecurity. तुम alpha नहीं रहे. You are not on top of the food chain. You are not on top of the food pyramid. तो तुम्हारी औकात क्या है? And then that horror sinks in, that you don't matter. And that's horrifying. Because no plant matters. Mangoes are wonderful, but one day the mango tree will die. that bird is beautiful, but one day the bird is going to die. You may be a great poet, singer, politician, businessman, artist, sports person, but in the end, you will die. You don't matter. And that realization is the most scary, the mortality. मुझे अनंत तक रहना है. I want to be immortal. I will die, but all the things I possess will outlive me. And therefore I hoard and I hoard and I hoard and I hoard and I build monuments that outlive me. Like the pyramids. It still outlives the people who built it. But the people are not there to enjoy it. In India, traditionally, you don't build monuments. In a traditional Vedic concept, you burn the body, you take the ashes and throw it in the river. और आप जब पितरों को बुलाते हो, when the ancestors are called, they are fed in this way. We respect you, but घर के अंदर मत आना. You are, इसको इतिहास कहते हैं. It doesn't matter. ज़्यादा importance मत दो, वो चला गया. यहाँ पे इतिहास नहीं, सनातन is more important. That which is forever valuable. What is forever valuable? Lakshmi is forever valuable when you are hungry. Durga is forever valuable when you are frightened. Saraswati is forever valuable when you are seeking meaning. तो अर्थ क्या है? And the scriptures are very simple. They said मनुष्य में एक ही क्षमता है. जितने भी पशु हैं, they can only feed themselves. All animals and birds take care of themselves. They don't expect anyone to help them. No animal will say, I need help, because they're incapable of it. The brain is not wired that way. They have to take care of themselves. If a wing breaks, the bird knows it is going to die. Nobody is going to come to the rescue of a bird who has broken its wing. But when I am taking a morning walk and I have a leg sprain, I just expect people to help me. And if people don't help me, I'll say, कितना cruel समाज है ये. Because I expect people to help because I know I am capable of helping. Animals have no such expectations. I am capable of helping the other. This is human capability. मैं आपको help कर सकता हूँ, आप मुझे help कर सकते हो. I can take care of you, you can take care of me. मैं हूँ जीवात्मा. The other, the word for other in Sanskrit is para. पर आत्मा, जैसे परदेश. परदेश is the other country. स्वदेश, परदेश. जीव आत्मा, पर आत्मा. The other. और परात्मा 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 करते करते परम आत्मा आता है. तो परमात्मा के लिए पहले पर आत्मा के तरफ देखो, दूसरे के तरफ देखो. And therefore the fundamental ritual in the Vedas was the yajna. यज्ञ में आप देवता को आवाहन करते हो, उनको भोग चढ़ाते हो, स्वाहा कहते हो, ये जो मेरा है वो आपका है. और उसके बाद देवता आपको तथास्तु देता है, जो तुम्हें चाहिए मिल जाएगा. So you invite the God, you feed him, and in exchange the devata feeds you back saying tathastu. जो प्रसाद होता है, exchange होता है. मैंने आपको खिलाया, मैंने आपके भूख और भय को निकाला, आप भी मेरे भूख और भय को निकालो. इसे यज्ञ कहते हैं. जो यज्ञ करता है उसे यजमान कहते हैं. तो यजमान देवताओं को बुलाता, he gives in order to get. In management, the yajman is called an investor. Devata is the investee. Swaha is the investment. Tathastu is the return on investment. If you are not happy with your ROI, problem किधर है? देवता में problem नहीं है. आपके investment में problem है. आपने देवता को ठीक से नहीं देखा, आपने ठीक इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं की. स्वाहा गलत हुआ. शिवजी को बेल चढ़ाना पड़ता है. विष्णु को तुलसी चढ़ाना पड़ता है. It is called customization. What is efficiency? सबको एक ही फूल चढ़ा दो, गेंदू का फूल. Efficiency है तो God will say you are efficient in investment, I am efficient in return on investment. यही है साइकिल रिलेशनशिप का, फैमिली का, बिजनेस का. अल्टीमेटली इट इज अबाउट टू पीपल टॉकिंग टू ईच अदर. जीवात्मा परात्मा. Our relationship is often when you start thinking, first I should get, then I will give. You are thinking like a devata. When you say I will first give and then I will get, then you are thinking like a yajaman. Now you have to decide, as Fiki, who are you? Devata ya yajaman? Do I get then give? Do I give then get? Once you understand the yajna, तो फिर भोग समझ में आएगा, बलि समझ में आएगा, कर्म समझ में आएगा, अर्थ समझ में आएगा, लक्ष्मी, दुर्गा, सरस्वती सब कुछ समझ में आएगा. And you will not just be spiritual, you will also be fabulously rich. Thank you.
Devdaji, I am simply enthralled. What I heard on Epic was only a very symptomatic thing of what I heard today. Before we ask the audience to participate, and probably I will request Rajashri Ji Birla to ask the first question, I will set the ball in motion and put it to the most current subject. You talked of Bali and Khandaprast, and that is reminded me of creative destruction of Professor Schumpeter. Would today's demonetization be a kind of a creative destruction?
You see, we have to look at the whole line. भूख है तो भोग चाहिए, भोग चाहिए तो बलि चाहिए. बलि देना आसान है जब हम अपना बलि नहीं दे रहे, दूसरों को बलि दे रहे हैं. बहुत आसान है. लेकिन उसके बाद कर्म आता है. दैट इज कॉन्सिक्वेंस. उसको एक्सेप्ट करने की क्षमता भी चाहिए. श्री कृष्ण धर्म स्थापना करते हैं. लास्ट में उनको क्या मिलता है? गांधारी का श्राप कि तुम निर्वंश हो जाओगे. क्या हम श्राप लेने के लिए तैयार हैं? अगर श्राप लेने के लिए तैयार है तो जरूर बलि दीजिए और भोग भी एंजॉय कीजिए. ये है सनातन. There is no, everything has a consequence. We don't know what the consequences are. We don't know whether it's right or wrong. It's a decision. We will only know, historians will tell us, 5 years from today, we will know the consequences of a decision taken today. When we are taking the decision, we always believe it's the perfect decision. Because that's what a yajman does. एक बार आपने स्वाहा कर दिया, आप स्वाहा को वापस नहीं ला सकते. Sita takes a decision to feed the hungry. She doesn't know the hungry man turns out to be Ravan, which is what many women realize after marriage. मंडप में थोड़ी ना पता चलता है. So decision तो ले लिया आपने. अभी आगे क्या होगा देखते हैं. रामायण, महाभारत, पुराणों में कई बातें हैं. So we have to see कि we really can't judge it today. We can't. We have to wait and watch whether the बलि का फल क्या होगा और कर्म क्या होगा, और वो कर्म में अमृत निकलेगा या विष निकलेगा, और कौन उस विष को पिएगा. क्या उसे भी हम आउटसोर्स करेंगे या खुद पीने की वो क्षमता है? So that is conversations that we will know maybe 2-3 years later.
religious and being spiritual?
See, the word religion came into being only in the 19th century. We don't realize this. The word religion really came from colonial powers. It didn't exist in the if we were talking in the 17th century, हमारे पास कोई शब्द ही नहीं होता इंग्लिश में religion के लिए. Words would be calm, तुम्हारे कौन, people wouldn't understand इसका मतलब ही क्या है. But in modern language, when we use the word religion, we mean a set of systems which are very social in nature, which control society. So it has a very social approach. So you can't be privately religious. Religious is always public. Spirituality is very personal. It's private. It is not social at all. It has no, other people are not part of it. तो समाज के हिसाब से अगर आप देखोगे, so I can say social spirituality is religion and private religion is spirituality. That's it.
Patnaik ji, how do you compare Arjuna versus Duryodhan or Krishna versus Ram?
You have to give me the parameter of comparison. On what basis do you want me to compare them? For example, all four are men.
But the characters that they play.
Means what? See, it's a very, it's like you have to give me a basis. So for example, I can classify them as दो अवतार हैं और दो मनुष्य हैं. So Ram and Krishna understand the world and have to continuously, helplessly deal with stubborn, stupid people. So Ram and Krishna belong to that category. Who are stubborn and stupid? Arjun will say Duryodhan, Duryodhan will say Arjun. And Ram and Krishna will watch and say, ठीक है भैया, अपना classification कर दिया. Because everybody thinks other people are stupid and stubborn. So that is one way of dividing it. Arjun, eternally insecure, terrified, focused on target. But the moment he's so focused on target that suddenly one day he gets perspective. He realizes target के पीछे एक आदमी है और वो आदमी उसका भाई है. He starts thinking about it, he gets so scared, he can't take action at all. So it's analysis leading to paralysis. And then you look at Duryodhan. 100 भाई हैं, 5 भाइयों को खाना नहीं दे सकता. He has a kitchen that can feed 100 people. He can't create a kitchen that feeds 105 people. He feels there is glory in denying those 5 people a source of income. When Krishna says कि 5 गांव दे दो, ये क्षत्रिय है, उन्हें क्षेत्र चाहिए, क्षेत्र के बिना वो नहीं जी पाएंगे. Essentially saying livelihood क्या है? Should they burn another forest? And he says, नहीं, सुई की नोक. I won't share. The inability to share. So Arjun is a person who is eternally insecure and can only deal with life when he looks at the target. But the moment he sees the big picture, he gets scared, can't handle it. Duryodhan is a person who is so obsessed, who hates the other so much that he doesn't even realize the consequence of what he's doing. Neither is fit to be king. दोनों राज्य के अयोग्य है, because neither Arjun is thinking of Hastinapur, nor is Duryodhan. Arjun is thinking of Kauravs, and Duryodhan is thinking of Pandavas. But वो राज्य है, जमींदारी नहीं. You are the custodian of a kingdom, but you're not interested in the kingdom, you're interested in your property. तुमने हस्तिनापुर को जमींदारी बना दी है. And that is what Krishna is trying to nudge them. धर्म स्थापना. भैया धर्म स्थापना ये जागीर नहीं है. This fundamental difference, and Ram has to deal with the horror that हाँ ये जागीर नहीं, ये राज्य है. मैं जितना भी राम राज्य करूं, इसी राम राज्य के लोग मेरी पत्नी के बारे में बात करेंगे टैबलॉइड्स में, और मुझे अपने पत्नी को भी त्यागना पड़ेगा. जितना भी करो राम राज्य को एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए, मुझे सीता का त्याग करना है. So I am not personally happy. So you see in Ram and Krishna the vulnerability of the divine. These are not powerful gods. These are gods who are looking at human beings and saying, कितनी क्षमता है तुझ में, but पास क्यों नहीं होता एग्जाम में? क्षमता है लेकिन इच्छा नहीं है. क्षमता है, संसाधन है, लेकिन इच्छा नहीं है. अपने भूख और भय के बारे में सोच रहा है, दूसरों के बारे में नहीं सोच रहा है. राजा कैसे बनेगा?
Devdaji, you talked about a lot of facets here. I want to ask you, in business, we often talk about the issue or feel the issue of, detachment. We don't feel it. We feel very stressed. And you feel, जैसे आपने कहा ना, उसका जो result आएगा, that may be palatable to you or not. So how do we practice the issue of detachment in a practical way? I'm not saying meditation, bodhi tree ke niche baith jao, but as far as the business context is concerned, and the aspect of Karam Yogi, ki kaam karte chalo and don't be overly bothered or don't be flustered. Would you want to talk a little bit about that?
See, words like detachment, which are popular in the spiritual circuit, come from Bairagis, come from people who don't have families themselves. Whenever I read a religious scripture, I first check who has written it. And usually it is a celibate man with no family. If it's a celibate man with no family, that means usko दुनियादारी के बारे में नहीं पता है. Ramayana Mahabharata is about दुनियादारी. It's about living in society and dealing with horrific decisions. It's not about walking away, गेरुआ वस्त्र पहन के, जैसे आपने कहा बोधि ट्री के अंदर. This is the conflict in India. कि जो बैरागी है वो गृहस्थी को ज्ञान दे रहा है. We should be very careful of such ज्ञान. Detachment होता नहीं है. अगर आप दुनियादारी में हो तो you want, तुमने काम की, you can't go to a farmer and say अच्छा तुम काम करते रहे, फल की चिंता मत कर. वो 2 थप्पड़ देगा, बोलेगा भैया मेरा हार्वेस्ट नहीं होगा तो मैं घर कैसे चलाऊंगा. The fact is the human mind, no matter Saraswati, right, it's flowing. You cannot stop the human mind from imagining the best and the worst, to dream. That's what makes us human. We are human because I'm expecting a great harvest. I'm also human because I'm afraid when the harvest will come, there will be a tsunami or a tornado and destroy the harvest. वो डर तो है ही. Empathizing with this and being kind to yourself, that this is what being human is. You become kinder to yourself and to people around you. Rather than telling them don't be attached, allow them to be attached and hold their hand as their heart breaks. And dance with them when it doesn't break. Because both possibilities exist. I think that gentle kindness, karuna, that's why the early Buddhism had no concept of karuna. But when the goddess comes, Tara comes into Buddha's life, in the Mahayana Buddhism, it becomes more domestic. और वो ज्ञान, प्रज्ञा जिसको कहते हैं, उसके साथ करुणा आती है कि भैया इंटेलेक्चुअल बहुत अच्छी है, डिटैच रहो, डिटैच रहो, डिटैच रहो. But perhaps more important quality is karuna, empathy. In today's society, everybody is very intelligent and everybody is being very right. But the biggest factor which is missing is empathy. You can't do good planning if you don't have empathy. दिल नहीं होगा तो आप सिनारियो प्लानिंग नहीं कर सकते. आपको दूसरों का दर्द दिखाई ही नहीं देगा, क्योंकि अर्जुन के जैसे आप केवल टारगेट देख रहे हो. पर्सपेक्टिव, टारगेट इज ध्यान, focus is ध्यान, dharana is perspective. See the big picture. And you'll suddenly realize, while you are worried about our own attachment and detachment, there are people far more terrified than you. And I think that calms us down. Because if I get scared, then what will happen to that person? It's like when you are in a crisis and your child is next to you, you try to hold on strongly because you don't want your child to get more scared, because the child will get more scared if the parent gets scared. So you have to keep, that is empathy. Just expand this to a larger picture. As a businessman, think of all those workers who will lose their job if you don't succeed. Because if you don't succeed, you are going to shut that factory down. You have enough personal wealth to survive. What about them? Because they are daily wage earners. Unki to khatam. So that will make you sort of, it'll add to your anxiety, but it'll also make you more graceful and dignified in dealing with complex matters. I feel. This is my understanding. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Chetan Sharma, sir.
Ji.
I want to know, sir, if I am working, I am thinking for serving the society, means the way you saw, somebody else has created some destruction, I want to correct it. So again, I should be ready for my destruction.
You see, nobody has destroyed society. See, when we make such statements, we are giving ourselves too much importance. Nature is nature, culture is culture. The world is the way it is. This is our savior complex. You know, when you want to be a savior, you continuously believe there are monsters out there. Because savior की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं होती है जब तक डिमांड नहीं होता. और डिमांड कब होता है? जब मॉन्स्टर्स होते हैं दुनिया में. तो नायक बनने के लिए खलनायक की आवश्यकता होती है. तो जब आप नायक बनना चाहते हो तो सब जगह खलनायक ही खलनायक दिखाई देते हैं. बट अगर नायक नहीं बनना है, यजमान बनना है, तो दुनिया में केवल देवता दिखाई देंगे. तो डिसाइड, नायक बनना है या यजमान बनना है? आई वुड रिकमेंड यजमान.
Sir, I'm Karnveer Mundre. My question is, I run a biotech firm, and my question is in terms of when we hire people today, we have this feeling, especially of the new hirees who are coming out, that they don't have the set of principles that we had when we were, starting our life or our this thing. Do you feel that the set of principles in terms of loyalty, consistency have eroded? And if you think they have, why do you think they have eroded, or do you think they have not eroded? And how do we hire better and hire the right kind of people with the kind of commitment that we desire in our companies?
See, this is a classic example of karma, consequence. We are, you see, many of us, I'm assuming, looking at the age group, grew up watching a film called Sholay. Angry young man, very, very angry, very, very angry. That's the story that you saw when you grew up. The kids you're hiring today grew up watching Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Do you see a difference between their two worlds? Sholay was made during the license Raj. Anger. That time there were smugglers, a word which I don't think young people today understand. उसका मतलब क्या है? तो सब कुछ मिल जाता है ना आराम से. Amazon.com, Flipkart, मिल जाता है, 2 सेकंड में मिल जाएगा. एक ज़माना था then when your relatives came from abroad, you were envious of them. Today you're like, oh, job के लिए आए हो? बस है नहीं कुछ वहाँ पे. And then you see a younger generation which grows up with a Karan Johar film where there is no poverty. It is an India that I haven't seen. It's beautiful and plush and wonderful. We were called it aspirational India. तो वो दुनिया से आए हैं. अब थोड़ी ना आपके वैल्यूज उसमें होंगे. So अमिताभ बच्चन करण जौहर से बात कर रहा है, तो अलग दुनिया है ना, बहुत ही अलग दुनिया है. तो दर्शन कीजिए, ये देवता अलग है, तो स्वाहा भी ठीक से दीजिए.
Taking from your previous comment on empathy and attachment, I wanted,
Yeah.
If you could throw a bit more light on detached attachment and how do you practice it?
I suspect you'll both read the same book. Don't practice it. It doesn't matter. These are complicated words which are just designed to make simple life complicated. Because then you need people like me to explain it. So it's for me a demand generation activity. Life is not that, detached attachment. Chhod do. I think, at least maybe I don't know the answer. Maybe you'll have to ask some Guruji. I'm not, as he clarified. Because it's not that complicated. Life is not that complicated. And clearly you know the answer.
No,
because it's a multiple choice that I have to select which one, right?
Is there any analogy from the...
अरे मुझे समझ ही नहीं आता है वो क्या है, तो मैं कैसे समझाऊं?
I have a question. Can you elaborately example about the belief system in Eastern companies and the Western companies, particularly in reference to the NGOs.
Well, it's too large a question and I don't know how much time we have. We must clarify the word East. East of what and West of what? Because India comes between the East and the West. East is the Oriental culture, the Chinese and the Japanese, the Oriental cultures, which are influenced by Confucianism and Taoism. West is everything which is west of India, where there are two major philosophies at work, or mythologies at work, the Greek mythology and Abrahamic mythologies. Simple difference between the two is, I will use Hindi words, एक पैगंबर मॉडल होता है और एक दिगंबर मॉडल होता है. पैगंबर पैगाम लेके आता है. He comes with a message. So the Western model assumes the need for a message or the need for a solution, which means there's problem and you have to make a solution. The Digambar model doesn't function around that model. It says, if the Digambar model looks, Digambar is the naked ascetic. वो पैगाम लेके नहीं है, वो दुनिया का दर्शन करता है. And he says the world has no beginning, anadi, the world has no end, anant. Nothing lasts forever. Death is also temporary. So it sees life as waves. There is no problem. There is no solution. Life is going on. आपको इसके अंदर जाके कुछ अर्थ ढूंढना है, अपने लिए मीनिंग ढूंढना है. So all our activities are designed to give ourselves meaning. अर्थपूर्ण जीवन जीने के लिए आप जी रहे हो. और and that is the conversation. So there are two different ways of looking at it. So how do you approach a problem? If you approach the problem, as the gentleman before said, there is a problem and I have to solve it. It's a classical Western model, which is called objective-based management. Indian model is what I would call consequence-based management. No matter what you do, good or bad, it has a consequence. Good or bad. जो आपको भुगतना है. इस जिंदगी में नहीं तो अलग जिंदगी में. And therefore, it is non-interventional. It is continuously doing what is natural to you, which you feel gives your life meaning. But never be under, it's like a mango tree saying, I have to produce mangoes to save the world. The forest doesn't need the mango tree needs the mangoes. In the same way, our lives are, we are mango trees in a forest. The forest will survive without us. But our life will become meaningful when we produce the mangoes that will be eaten by the other animals. That's a very different model. Yeah?
I have a, here. So more, just trying to figure out the rationale. Is there a relation between mythology and myth, the two words?
It's mythology is the study of myth.
Right. So when we say Ramayana and Mahabharata are mythologies, they do come from the word myth.
Yeah. What do you mean by myth?
That's what my question is. So when people start believing...
So you're asking a question about a word you have no understanding of.
That's right.
Okay. Just clarifying that.
That is exactly what I'm trying to figure out. Because I normally get confused when people start relating mythology with reality.
Well, mythology is real.
Is it?
You ask the meaning and I'm telling you the answer. But you're not willing to accept the answer because you already know the answer that you're expecting. You see, the thing is, if I give you the Bible and tell you, ये library है, यहाँ पे दो section है, fact, non-fiction and non-fiction. Where will you keep the Bible?
Probably keep it in fiction.
Okay. That library belongs to St. Xavier's Institute.
I would be killed for doing that then.
No, you won't be killed, you'll lose your job. Nobody is that violent. In our imagination, yes, but in reality, because they will say you don't know enough. But if it was an institute which is owned by the Atheist Federation of the world, you would get a promotion. So, how do you define a Bible? Because for many people, everything in the Bible is true. For you, it is not true. Who is right? You, the believer, is right, or the non-believer?
Believer, because they believe in it.
Yeah. So now let's look at the world very simply. There are some truths that are everybody's truths, like hunger and fear, वो सबके लिए true है. Maybe not for inanimate objects, for animate objects, everybody's truth is a fact. Harry Potter is fantasy. Nobody's truth. इन दोनों के बीच में होता है somebody's truth. That is myth. ये मेरा सच है. Let me believe it. It is your son coming and saying, I love this girl. And you will say, no, infatuation. Because for you it is fantasy. But for him it is fact. That is the world of mythology. Respecting other people's beliefs. So myth is subjective truth. So we should not divide the world into fact and fiction. That's a very primitive approach to thinking, which is very 19th century. In the modern world, where we are thinking postmodern, post-structural, we have many more models of thinking. Myth stands between fact and fiction. And this is a complex world of nuance. सबके लिए नहीं बस की बात है. वो आदमी पत्थर की पूजा कर रहा है, तुम्हें तकलीफ क्यों? Because तुम सेल्समैन हो ना, तुम बेचना चाहते हो अपनी प्रोडक्ट बेचना चाहते हो. ये पत्थर नहीं, उसको उस पत्थर की पूजा करो. So it comes from this marketing approach that I know what is the truth. Nobody knows. The greatest fantasy in the world is my truth is the truth.
Yeah, Dr. Treta and Dwapar also, we had not the perfect situation. So Kalyug hai, and Varnashram ka jo dharma hai. Why the political leader or the social system is not accepting? Either we don't believe our scriptures, एक ऐसा level पे आ गए हैं कि we don't want to believe. If we believe, then one has to accept it. This differences of society will be there only. How to, with this kind of a technology invention, everybody say, no, I must also have a pond of mice here. How to satisfy the Varnashram dharma?
सर सब माया है. तो इतना टेंशन मत लीजिए. आपके पहले भी जंगल था, आपके बाद भी जंगल रहेगा. ये सोचना कि मैं आने के बाद रामराज्य होगा जो हमेशा रहेगा, ये तो सबसे बड़ी मिथ्या है. बिकॉज हमको लगता है कि हम ही सब दुनिया के सॉल्व, हम केवल आम के पेड़ हैं. ट्राई टू प्रोड्यूस गुड मैंगोज, दैट्स अ गुड जॉब, fully aware that one day you will not produce mangoes. And I think, yes, there are many things in the scriptures which are wonderful. But if we focus on empathy, and it's a very difficult thing to do, कि दूसरों का भूख और भय को देखना, I think dharma sthapana will happen very, very easily. Yeah? Thank you.
Sir, one last question. Darsing is here, but sir here. Sir, I'm Anil from Surat. After 8th of November, there was a lot of talk about corruption in India, and some author from New Zealand wrote about transactional nature of we Indians. You must have also stumbled upon that article, and he said that we enter into transaction even with the God also, and that has entered into our psyche and DNA over ages. So how do we Indians respond to such type of interpretation of our things from outside, sir?
Why do you give white people so much importance?
Because they write their articles in Times of India.
Are people entitled to have a point of view? If you don't respect another person's point of view, it's his point of view. इसलिए इसको opinion column बोलते हैं. वो यथार्थ column नहीं होता है, वो opinion column होता है. उसको opinion दीजिए, फिर आप अपना opinion दीजिए. दोनों माया है. तो टेंशन क्या है? वो उसका opinion दे रहे, या this is the way he understands. संवाद कीजिए ना, हमेशा विवादास्पद रूप से फिर तो हमारे पार्लियामेंट जैसे होगा ना. संवाद नहीं होता है वहाँ पे. संवाद से ही मंथन होता है, मंथन से ही क्षरसागर से अमृत निकलेगा. आप संवाद नहीं करोगे, मंथन नहीं करोगे, विवाद है, क्योंकि विवाद में हम नायक हैं, और नायक बनने की सोच है तो सब खलनायक है, तो युद्ध करने की इच्छा है, धर्म स्थापना करना है, लेकिन श्राप नहीं लेंगे. तो this is the tragedy. विवाद क्यों करना है? सुनो ना उसकी बातें. Maybe there is some value in it. What is wrong in transaction? It is okay, no? Problem आपको है कि transaction word से तकलीफ होती है ना, लेकिन स्वाहा तथास्तु तो transaction ही है ना. बड़ी बात क्या है? आवाहन कीजिए भगवान का, दीजिए, बट भगवान कौन है उसे सोचिए, किसको वो भगवान मान रहे हैं? दरिद्र नारायण भी है। तो आई थिंक वी गेट टू एक्साइटेड. It's a transaction. What's wrong in a transaction? I love a transaction. I make note of the point that I have not charged for this session. तो फिकी ऋण में है, ब्राह्मण तो दक्षिणा जरूर लेगा.
सर दिल मांगे मोर. क्लोज होने के आगे एक मैं लाइटर वेन में पूछता हूं. आपने एक कहा अभी ग्रीड एंड फियर. कभी वॉरेन बफे भी आपसे पढ़े थे?
See, as a person, he is neither hungry nor afraid. वो उसकी स्किल है. He has the ability to generate wealth. He is very good at it. उसका आम वो है, उसको आम बनाने दीजिए ना. हम वो नहीं शायद बन सके, हम अमरूद बनाएंगे. लेकिन ये आत्मज्ञान का मतलब है क्या? मतलब क्या है कि ये जानना कि भैया तुम आम के पेड़ नहीं हो, तुम अमरूद के पेड़ हो. लेकिन जब अमरूद का पेड़ आम का पेड़ बनना चाहता है तभी तो डिप्रेशन होता है. And that's what happens. I think he is doing what he is doing because he's very good at it. And he's proved it time and time. It's a skill. He possesses an intuitive ability. It's a skill. Potters make pots. Warren Buffett makes money.